It started with me seeing someone absolutely zip by on a one-wheel while I was drinking mediocre coffee at a waterfront park. I thought, that's either the future of commuting or a really intense way to break your collarbone. Maybe both. You'll see all sorts of YouTube thumbnails promising effortless fun, but most people don't realize buying a one-wheel is only step one, and not always the cheapest step either. There's a reason these things aren't at your local big box store yet. $1,000 is basically the cover charge. The first decision will be figuring out what model to go for. There's the Pint, the GT, the XR. Sounds like car names from the late 90s. The big takeaway? Heavier models mean more range, but heavier means exactly what it sounds like when you're carrying it up apartment stairs. If you live in a hilly place, hello Portland, battery life is even more important. Onewheel says 12 to 32 miles per charge. The wide range is basically a warning label for people who like to ride fast or, up literal mountains. Pro tip, always assume you'll get less than you think. Most buyers skip over the essential step of safety gear. Let's just say your wrists don't heal as fast as your ego. Get a good helmet at minimum and wrist guards. You'll thank me when you suddenly discover a pothole with your face. Then there's the learning curve. Advertisers make it look like you can just jump on and cruise downtown your first try. Meanwhile, actual new users spend the first hour praying their neighbors don't have ring cameras. Absolutely start in an empty parking lot, not on a busy street. Plenty of buyers regret not budgeting for accessories. Think fenders, charging stands, and replacement bumpers. Dirt, rocks, and wet leaves will absolutely chew up your one-wheel like a bag of chips at a kid's birthday party, so keep $100 to $200 aside. Now let's talk about charging realism. It's not like charging your phone. Plug this thing in, and you'll watch as your outlets get warmer than expected. Best practice? Charge in a cool, dry place, far away from pets with a taste for wires. If you're worried about theft, you're in good company. These attract as much attention as a gold-plated scooter. I always recommend a heavy-duty bike lock, even if you're just running into a store for 2 minutes. People ask questions. People also take things. Maintenance isn't glamorous, but it matters. Expect to replace tires every few thousand miles. If you ride hard or in mud, that could be every year. Changing the tire is like solving a puzzle while your hands are coated in mystery grime. Then there's the weather problem. One-wheels and puddles are not best friends. Don't get fooled by promo shots. Water can and will short out your board. I've heard from people who had to pay a massive repair bill after just a little rain. Eventually, you'll meet the community. One-wheel people are like skateboarders, but slightly nerdier and incredibly supportive. They'll share the best trails, repair tips, and occasionally why that one pothole should be declared a city enemy. Join a local Facebook or Discord group before you even buy. In the end, buying a one-wheel is part joy, part practical decision, and part minor identity crisis. If you're into new experiences and can accept a few scrapes, wallet, and skin, it's honestly hard to beat that feeling of carving down a quiet street as the sun sets.